Hi, this is Brandon from Watches on You. Today we're going to be taking a look at a very special watch. This is the Patek Philippe reference 5053. Let's drop down to the table so we can take a look at this very exclusive piece. Alright, so let's take a closer look at the Patek Philippe reference 5053J. And first and foremost, I want to remind you this watch is available on sale pre-owned here at JB Hudson Jewelers in Minneapolis, Minnesota. So now let's move on to the rest of the aspects of this watch. And this is perhaps one of the most classic dress watches that I've seen. I mean, it just has so many features that evoke previous dress watches from history, kind of around the 1950s and 60s era. And first and foremost, what reminds me of those dress watches is the size. It's only 35.5 millimeters, which, I mean, is fine for a dress watch. I'd say that's probably, for a modern watch, modern men's watch that is, kind of the minimum bound of where you want to be. So now let's actually move on to the dial here, and as you can see, it's got a beautiful kind of tan dial. One thing I don't actually like that much about the dial is how the Arabic numerals for the hour marks don't match up in font to the numerals on the date wheel, and also the background color of the date wheel is kind of a different shade. It's obviously white, but it's just, I mean, I think they could have made it tan like the dial, and it would have looked a little bit more normal, but that's kind of a minor criticism. I love the black Breguet hands. I think that looks really, really cool. Again, very classic. But let's move on to kind of this watch's party piece, and that is the hunter or officer's case back. And as you can see, the main case back of this watch is just polished, nothing wrong with it. There's nothing really particularly interesting about it. But then you can open it to reveal the beautiful Patek Philippe movement. And all of the sort of information about this watch is actually on the inside of the hunter case back there. And as you can see, I mean, you could actually use this watch to signal if you wanted to, which is kind of ties into the whole military theme of officer's watch. But I'll zoom in on that movement there, and as you can see, the Côte de Genève are absolutely spectacular. I mean, Patek, they know how to finish a movement. Here, I'll give you guys a quick look at the balance wheel there, and as you can see, it's spinning away absolutely beautifully. Another thing that I forgot to point out is I love the crown of this watch. It's just kind of a beautiful shape, very, again, classic. So now I'll move on to a wrist shot. And the Alligator strap of this watch is very comfortable. Patek straps on their dress watches tend to be fairly thin, but they're obviously pretty strong. I mean, it's Alligator, so it's a pretty interesting look and feel, but very comfortable. As you can see, the 35.5 millimeter case size is a little bit small, probably for my 6.5 circumference wrist, but I still think it looks very, very classic. You could obviously wear this with a suit. In fact, I would probably recommend that's the main time you'd wear this watch. If you like this video, please remember to subscribe and share. Thank you.